All right, thank you, Scoots, and thank you, Thorin, and nothing. This is going to be the grand finals of the last major of the year here at Dreamhack Winter 2014. Anders, I've been punching air for like 10 minutes now. How happy are you?
I am so excited. This can't get any better. This is one of the best grand finals that we could have possibly hoped for. Dust to Inferno and Overpass as the 3 maps. We have one-time champion winner NiP and home team as well against LDLC, who already, have shown so much promise, and they're probably hungry to win their first major title.
Now this is it. This is the end-all be-all. This is almost a rematch. I mean, it's so funny to have Happy here now. He's made it to the finals. Last time around at Gamescom, NiP took his team out. So this is going to be a big opportunity here for Happy to lead this crew of Frenchmen, to the first title. This is it. Now can NiP actually turn it around with this crowd behind them? It's going to be tough for LDLC, but we are loading into the first map now, and it is going to be Dust 2 to start us off here. I mean, do you agree so far with the analysis that we've had? As far as this map is concerned, that is.
Well, I don't know. I think NiP need to win this first map. I think that that's an absolute necessity here for the Swedes. I don't see them having a good time ending up playing, Inferno to try and win it. Look at the boost going on over outside along. Just setting up very slow round right now for NiP.
Now this isn't something we see every day. This is definitely something very interesting here. They are banking on LDLC pushing out to try and get some kind of advantage here, some kind of edge. All 4 members soon here for NiP could potentially come crashing through. There is a setup here, however, from LDLC, shox, and NBK. They've got the crossfire, but there's the flash to lead the charge. NBK going to be putting some shots out, trying to draw their attention to set it up for shox, who is currently trying to land something as well, but it's just not happening. Friberg gets the double entry, and there you go. NiP off to a fantastic start.
And LDLC going to have to try and stabilize this. They're not out of the round yet. SmithZz will get a good headshot in on Friberg, so finally shots down the monster. Now it's Happy going down next to Forest. And it's SmithZz and kioShiMa left, 2-on-4. This is going to be an uphill battle for LDLC. They're going to charge their way through. Forest is there, picks up the second headshot, and it's going to be down to kioShiMa. He's going to get hunted down. And NiP will pick up the pistol round, which is obviously a great start.
That's for them, exactly. I mean, we saw what LDLC are capable of if they get that strong start. CT versus Na'Vi. Now NiP, they get that perfect start for themselves here. That was the Glock trade, nothing about it. LDLC had to land the shots. NBK and shox, the first line of defense there, and they just crumbled beneath Friberg's onslaught. And from there on out, it was the NiP show. Now it's going to be the scout battle mid, and it's going to be SmithZz and kioShiMa both getting tagged up.
Classic meta game going on right here as get scouts and Xizt 75. The scouts supposed to soften up the targets as they get closer. The Xizt 75 take over, and you just mob down anyone who might be there. It's a good idea right now for LDLC. It's become the most common follow-up to losing the pistol round, so no big surprise, really. And LDLC, we've already heard before, they're masters at the Xizt 75 stuff.
Exactly. I mean, holding these close angles, just like this one here for kioShiMa. If they decide to run through with mid doors, he's up close. SmithZz is there to draw the attention as well. This could be brutal here if NiP decide to run right through, but the smoke is going to go down and block off CT. We lose SmithZz immediately. kioShiMa gets overwhelmed as well. Xizt gets the double entry, and that's the B site wide open here for NiP to get the plant. And LDLC, they don't seem too interested in rushing in here. They want to take their time and try and set up to take some of these guns off of NiP.
Still a lot to be gained in the round for LDLC. NiP hit a soft spot in the defense there, and they got the 2 entry frags they needed, so nothing more really to say about that. Now into the Frenchmen to try and see if they can, as you said, make it out of here with a gun and save these armors as well for the upcoming round. It's not looking good for shox as he's being shot at from a distance, and Forest sort of creeps up close to the ramp and will end up taking him down. It's NBK and Happy left, and they aren't looking in position to do much either here. Get right is at 100% health, so saving the armor and the Xizt is still actually worth a lot. You have to remember that. It's better, obviously, if they can get a gun, but another person goes down, and now LDLC kind of make it out with nothing at all. Get right comes up with a kill. That is, it's a tough decision, because I think you're right. LDLC initially probably thought, we'll get exit kills, steal a few guns, and it'll be great for us. But then the other choice would have been to try and hide in the pit far away and save the armors, and they went for something in between that and didn't work out as well as they thought.
Exactly. I mean, those sorts of scenarios, when you can't initially get it done quickly, well, sometimes it's best to back off. This time around, LDLC will have nothing going into this round. It's a hard eco from them, not a dollar spent. They want to try and save up as much as possible for the big buy round that'll be coming up in the next one, in the 4th round, when they will get those rifles. And basically have their first crack here at stopping NiP. NiP, they're very happy with how that went, though. Perfect end eco round for them, not losing a rifle, not having to spend any extra money here. So this is a perfect start here for the Swedes, and they're currently walking their way up long. There's nobody here to stop them.
So a good guess right here. It's also easier to walk up long in an anti-eco when you know there are no scouts, and they obviously can be sure there are no scouts right now on the LDLC side. So this is actually a pretty good choice, considering that they can almost certainly guess what the weaponry is going to be like on the CT side. And stacking up A is not something you can just easily do on this map. Stacking B is very easy, and stacking middle is very easy. A bomb side is just different. So NiP going for the, I think, the most obvious choice and also the smartest one.
And the way that they went about it as well, sticking together, making sure that they couldn't get split up. It's all about controlling those guns there for NiP. So the fact that they went together and just went as a unit is a very smart play from them. Just not giving LDLC any kind of advantage because, again, LDLC on this map are monsters. You cannot afford to make a mistake because they will punish you. Now LDLC, once again, just kind of set up here to see if NiP are going to try and push out, but I doubt it. I highly doubt it. There's no reason for NiP to take the risk in this scenario.
Some questions still to be answered here on the LDLC side. I'm mostly looking forward to SmithZz on this map because against Na'Vi he really did not show up. Happy played amazingly against Na'Vi in the semis, but I want to see SmithZz come into his own again.
And he was a little bit rattled by that as well during the break. Got to catch up with him very briefly, and he was saying, you know, like, why, what's going on? You know, a bit jokingly, but it was still there, right? You know, where he's like, why am I not hitting the shots? So we'll have to see if he can come alive here and get that some of that confidence back going into the finals, because this is when, of course, it matters most. As far as the rifles are concerned, LDLC fairly well equipped here. They do have full Colts across the board, but they are very limited on nades. NiP just going to be making some noise, trying to draw some of those nades out here early. The earlier they can get those smokes off of the CT side, the easier it will be for Ninjas and Pyjamas to take over a bomb site.
Creeping their way into the middle, it's Friberg. We've seen how incredibly deadly he can be opening up the middle of this map, sometimes hitting nothing but headshots when he's coming out the middle like this. So we'll have to see if he can do it again, because obviously those entry frags are so important. But it's going to be SmithZz opening up on Forest. Happy shooting blindly through, but staying alive, taking some damage, but still a good job here on the French side, just getting the advantage. Friberg very low on health. Flashbang in. kioShiMa comes in, takes down Friberg, and it's going to keep spraying a little bit more. And flashes his way back into the B bomb site. Very smart, very cautious play coming out right now from LDLC. They're winning the round currently. SmithZz going to take one quick peek. Got nice headshot as well. Xizt dropping very low on health here. SmithZz doing an extraordinary job. It's just Maikelele left, and LDLC looking strong as soon as they pick up rifles. Maikelele 1-on-4, some great headshots raining on through. He's trying for a little bit more. If only he knew SmithZz is on 2 health, but Maikelele, he's still in play here. He's going to flash his way in, sprays down, and it's finally going to fall to shox. A great round from LDLC.
Yeah, fantastic play. I mean, that was all about SmithZz and kioShiMa just annihilating that push. Whenever they came in, whenever NiP showed themselves, they were getting punished time and time again. That this play here from kioShiMa is a thing of beauty. The fact that he manages to pick up Friberg and stay alive, to come back onto this site, to make sure that SmithZz cannot get overwhelmed. A little bit of luck there with SmithZz living on 2 HP. But still, LDLC get their first buy round, and now NiP are the ones who are going to be rocked a little bit here. And the way that they're going to deal with this, go straight up to that AWP, let Maikelele start RBs, start opping now.
It's definitely a good choice. He was looking quite powerful earlier in the day with this exact rifle, so I'm not surprised that that's what they decided to do. NBK, the mag 7 in hand, but he's actually holding all the way outside long, so sort of an interesting spot. Sometimes you see people use it by catwalk, where they jump up by the box and try and take anyone, and if that was NBK's position, it'd be interesting, because it looks like at least NiP might just try and go near that spot. They could also just be making sure that nobody is on short, because if you want to go B-split like they did last time around, then making sure no one's on short is the first component.
Exactly. You don't want them to be in position to be able to rotate anything here. So LDLC right now, about as standard as could be, leaving open the, like, totally open mid right now. They're really focusing on locking down the bomb sites themselves. And they seem to have a bit of an idea of what NiP are up to, because NiP gathered up on Cat. It's going to be all 4 members pushing up here. This is all going to come down to the initial shot. shox lands a brilliant headshot, but Xizt returns it immediately. There is still 1 man alive here, however, for the Frenchman. It is going to be Happy. Goes for a bit of a pop flash, and this is going to be his big time to shine. The single spray, but he's nearly going to get the double, and he does. Happy stops NiP cold, and this is now falling apart for the Swedes.
A little bit of self-control on Happy, not going for the re-peek, as GetRight is going to go down to NBK, leaving Xizt 1-on-3. Another really good start to the round here for LDLC as Xizt will spray down one follow-up headshot. Now it's a one-on-one, but there's only 5 seconds left. He's running out of time. SmithZz just has to stay put, and they'll win the round. Xizt with a quad kill, but he cannot finish it. That's got to be painful. And SmithZz, he's looking a little bit. Is he going to find him? Oh my God, the last possible second. And he's going to be all right. That's a scary round. I mean, if they had all just tried to challenge Xizt then, that could have gone wrong.
That one at a time. Look at this. I mean, this long-range spray on Happy. Got some get-right Friberg level of control there. Xizt looking very focused. The pause did come in, and actually it was shox who initiated it. So the Frenchman calling for a bit of a break. Perhaps a problem with the mouse, perhaps a problem with the keyboard, but we'll see if that can get sorted out fairly quickly here. As far as NiP are concerned, though, they've just tried two gun strats, basically, that were rendered completely ineffective. So now the question is, NiP, they were off to such a strong start in the first 3 rounds. How do they come back from that? And what do you think? I mean, what do you think NiP can actually aim for here, apart from just trying to make their presence felt on the map by getting picks?
I think that is going to be the option for NiP, actually, but I think they're going to try and get more of their picks down the middle. I would like, especially now that they have Maikelele, I'd love to see NiP try and see if they can flash and push their way in on long with a lot of grenades and force LDLC back. Look, put Maikelele in the pit and let him stay there. And just have some patience, see if LDLC aren't going to get impatient and come and peek you. Right now, obviously, going into the 6th round, it's been unforced right now. shox picked up the AWP, and NiP are quite fast out on long, but it's just Maikelele here. There's a bit of a distraction being caused right now. He's hiding at the end of the smoke. It's a super cool play, but he loses his patience, going to fire and reveal himself. Happy will take him down. LDLC getting the entry frag again.
Yeah, exactly right. We all know what happens when NiP don't get entry frags. They do seem to struggle. They get bogged down somewhat. But here's the classic flash onto Cat to allow Friberg to take point and start clearing this position, making a little bit of noise here, trying to draw attention for the LDLC. But Happy, he senses that something is not right. And he's already making his way towards mid, holding from CT. He sees what's coming. NiP are going to come crashing through those mid doors, and Happy is right on the edge. He is in a perfect position to get the flank, and it's a double spray from Happy, looking for the 3rd, and he gets the headshot. But Get Right is down to 2 HP in a 1v4, and it's not meant to be this time. NBK will get the final frag, and it's now 3 rounds for LDLC.
Exceptional defense coming out from Happy. That triple kill down there. Obviously starting off with Maikelele over at long. Really, really good stuff there for LDLC. And again, they're also keeping a large portion of their members alive. Just that's really important too. Building an economy slowly on the CT side, and even more importantly, forcing NiP to actually eco. Now, they have bought some grenades here, just trying to see if they can get in. One smoke already used, actually. I was going to say maybe they wanted to see if they could get the smoke plant off on A, but I don't think LDLC are going to let stuff like that by easily.
Now, it seems like LDLC, at least right now, are in Ninjas and Pyjamas' heads. I mean, that positioning from Happy, seeing exactly, I mean, because Happy has been holding fairly high on the side, like in the round before that, up in Goose, and then he just comes in and manages to just eviscerate the push. Now it's going to be shoxy with this AWP holding on A slope. A second frag for him, gets the 3rd as well. Happy will rob him of the 4th, and NBK will take the 5th. But an ironclad defense here on the A site, and that eco round does nothing for NiP. They're looking very focused right now, however, the Frenchmen. And it doesn't really seem like they are flustered. shoxy was even caught laughing there for a second, and when shoxy cracks a smile, you know things are about to get pretty rough for you.
And it's, you know, again, they go with shox or ping and not SmithZz. So I'm thinking they really had a conversation about this very topic, and SmithZz said, I'm not feeling quite ready. shox is feeling, or is looking really on point, so why not? Friberg with a good opening, though, to take down NBK. That was swift and clean. And that's what they needed in NiP. We've said this time and again, but this team seems, they just function so much better when they get that little bit of confidence, get the opening frag, and that's about it. SmithZz is going to fall as well. Xizt doing work down towards the middle of the map. Now, they've got to be careful about shox up here on the B-bomb side. kioShiMa falls next. NiP getting entry frags all across the board, all across the map, and that means the rest of LDLC really can't do anything. It's not even a choice at this point. They just have to try and hope that NiP won't come hunt them down and take these rifles away.
Exactly right. I mean, right now they're just hanging out on the sites. They're about as far as could be. shoxy's all the way down in pit, and he's going to be happy to find the headshot on Get Right. So at least now, NiP, they know where Happy is. Friberg already trying to hunt him down, goes for the long distance spray, not going to connect. And Happy at this point is just buying time. If Friberg passes that line, shoxy is there to support him, but Happy will get caught out in the open by Xizt. Great timing there by the Swedish in-game leader. As far as Shox is concerned, he's probably a bit too far away now for NiP to be able to catch up with him, basically. He's going to be able to hang on to this AWP, and that's actually a very good save here for LDLC. That sniper rifle is extremely expensive, and they don't quite have a huge bank just yet on LDLC's side. If they can shave off money like that, it's a very good thing for them.
Definitely is. And NiP throwing 2 rifles away to pick up the one that was on Happy. That might have been worth it. They have money to rebuy the rifles after all, so I mean, I don't think that's a fair investment. LDLC, though, actually will pick up the AWP on SmithZz here. They had the money for it, and they definitely just go straight ahead. Actually trying to take the fight down the middle with Maikelele as well. No, oh, he did hit SmithZz, and that's 95 damage through the door, and SmithZz is going to be falling back. That flick was pretty fast.
That was brutal, and now SmithZz is going to have to play very passively over on that B side. He's not going to be able to expose himself with 5 HP. You can kill him with anything. So now, where exactly do NiP go? They've done the initial damage. Maikelele might have confirmed that he did get the tag, but NiP have yet to really get that kill that is going to allow them to just start pushing across the map. LDLC going back to that firm strategy where they have 2 guys holding on the A side with 1 holding towards long, so trying to cover all the entrances, but they aren't putting up much of a fight in mid right now. They really are leaving it open and making it very difficult for NiP to find that entry frag.
So are they going to go short this time, or are they actually going to end up in middle? It kind of feels like it's going to be short with a bit of a fight going on long with Get Right and shox out there. NBK down in CT spawn, and he can hear them walking up on catwalk, so he's definitely going to be making a call to his teammates. shox has to stay alive out here, that's the most important thing. NBK helping out, taking out Friberg, then NiP falling back with the bomb. Playing this on very slow, very drawn out, and then we have time for it. shox will pick off Xizt, and it's only 20 seconds left. NiP, they need a lot more speed, and it's just not happening here. Happy is in a great position to stop this. NiP looking indecisive. They're going to take down NBK, but there's only 14 seconds. They need to move. Happy takes 1, takes 2, and shox will drop Get Right. A great round here for LDLC. Not letting themselves get flustered by NiP playing so slow, because you can get impatient, you can want to look where they are, but LDLC really playing it cool.
Look at this. I mean, Happy is just basically saying, keep your cool. That little finger wag there, you know, like don't get flustered. Because that's what it's all about right there. You can see how NiP, they're moving up cat, and they're counting on Maikelele to find that opening pick to allow them to just run up onto the site. Only problem is he never had a target. LDLC just played the angles perfectly right there and slowly choked NiP out of that round. Now NiP back down to pistols again. They aren't able to establish the money until Friberg steps in and gets the headshot on SmithZz. Does not let him make away with that. And Maikelele now has that sniper rifle to play with again.
Well, that's a big risk to take. I'm wondering if LDLC didn't realize that NiP were ecoing, or they didn't care. Because we know the other team is ecoing, can afford to play a little bit more defensively, usually. Maikelele now looking to use this stolen AWP to wreak havoc. Get Right waiting up here, and NBK's going to walk right into it. There's the kill. Now it's a 3-on-5 Maikelele. Oh, what a quick flick, but not quite going to get it. Gets one more try. Now they're charging in. They want to take kioShiMa out, and they will. Friberg picks up the second shot. Now down in the middle. Finally, Happy retaliates. It's 2-on-4, and it isn't quite done yet. They do have rifles here on the LDLC side, but shoxy is miles away from the action. Happy might have to do this all on his own. He does the damage, but he's not going to get help from shoxy. This is a very weird position for LDLC, and Happy should actually try and get out, because it's clearly not going to work. But actually, as it happens, Get Right's in a great position here, and Happy's not going to escape. shox. I know it's a bit of miscommunication there between LDLC. It seemed like Happy wanted to retake, shoxy wanted to save.
Perhaps Happy, he knew that Get Right was potentially at his back, and didn't really have anywhere to go. Where at that point, shoxy is going to be able to get that rifle off of Get Right. Maikelele trying to hunt him down, but it's not going to be fast enough. shoxy will live through the round, but NiP are yet again walking away with another run here. And this is actually due to them getting the entry yet again. When they actually get that opening kill, it just seems to basically overpower NiP, or at least, you know, nitrous, you know, just nitrous charge. Something that just lights them up and lets them just start to take frags that they otherwise wouldn't.
Aaron mentioned earlier that NiP generally are slow starters. So, I mean, they're already off to a pretty good start here. 5-5 is not that bad. This map does play out pretty evenly. LDLC, I think actually both teams are fairly neck and neck, but it means if NiP does kick it into overdrive later on, could maybe be an issue here for LDLC. Those entry frags are the ones we're looking out for, and now there's 2 orbs on NiP side. Forrest also picking up one.
What's going to be the real issue here for LDLC is the money. But there we go. shox will find the entry frag, takes out Friberg, and that's going to slow things down here for NiP. They aren't able to push up behind to get the revenge kill. And so now, how do we see the Ninjas play from this position when they're down a man? What is going to be the call for them? And it looks like it might be moving towards that B site. The bomb is waiting through the doors, and they are looking like they want to try and get control of that half of the map yet again. Happy going to try and push down. He's going to be in the perfect position to flank here. This is going to be brutal. Happy just needs to look out the mid doors, takes out the first man. Going to jump down and take out Maikelele as well. And that's the bomb drop at his feet. Forrest and Geralt, the last two alive here for NiP.
Oh, Geralt does pick up a kill on NBK. Forrest just has to remember to look right here as he crosses out into it, but he's not going to get a great play from LDLC, especially Happy. That was such a great positional play right there. They do steal the AWP as well, and they're going to be in an interesting position now. The fact that they killed Friberg first up on Catwalk is also obviously very important, as Friberg is the guy for those entries.
Friberg, I mean, he said it himself in that interview. It's just, he feels like he's playing the best CS of his life right now. To take him out of the picture that early on in the round is a huge advantage for LDLC. He is getting a lot done, and NiP heavily rely on him on their T sides to go ahead and create those openings. Maikelele with the AWP is there, yes, but Friberg is the one who's going to push in, try and take control of those angles and get the opening frags that are going to give NiP space to play with rather. So, question is now, once again, we are just so low on money for both teams. NiP, if they lose this one, they're back to ecoing, and they really cannot allow that. They need to start getting ahead in rounds here on this T side stuff too.
Mid control again. You see LDLC aren't trying to contest it too much. They're staying essentially on their side of the map. There's been no aggressive boost to look down lower, dark, or into the middle or anything like that. The most aggressive they were was Xizt pushing up that one anti-eco, and that really backfired heavily. So LDLC just staying back. Maikelele finding a good opening. NBK with the one return, but he gets down by GetRight. So an uneven trade going in favor of NiP. Happy in the middle of spraying through. He cannot quite catch Friberg. That's very close to connecting. Would have been huge. They're going to come hunt for him. Great job here from LDLC. Friberg falls, and now it's going to be up in the A bomb site. Throwing the bomb over. They're afraid to make this crossing, but GetRight's going to take the challenge, and no one is there to accept it. So 3-on-3, it's going to be a full-on retake. The bomb, I'm assuming they planted that one for long, because Forrest is down here with control along, and if they can get GetRight here as well, it's going to be a very tough retake, unless SmithZz is going to go insane down here.
That's the question. Happy is going to be working in through CT slope, though. Yeah, Flash to lead the way. That's not going to allow really kioShiMa to push out. It's actually going to be Forrest taking out SmithZz. Happy is gone. GetRight finds that frag. And now kioShiMa 1v3. It's just not going to pan out for him here. He cannot go for the retake alone. He has to back off. Although that is a scenario that LDLC could potentially win. Retaking with even numbers on the A side is much easier than doing it on the B side. It just so happens that this time, NiP were able to land the shots when necessary.
There is a fundamental problem, though, when you're the CT side and pushing in like that, because obviously the terrorists know if they plant for long or for short, so they have to decide where they control. Probably LDLC could guess that it wasn't going to be a short plant because they ended up going up there and checking. There was no one covering it. But that means by the time they've already made that decision, they got 2 people on short, 1 person on long, and all of a sudden all the pressure is on SmithZz, who's on long, and they must realize that unless SmithZz can clear long for them, they'll never be able to control the bomb side. Even if they kill the people in the bomb side, they still lose the round. 13th round is coming up here, and still a double-up setup going on for NiP currently, with LDLC very low on economy, 2 CZ75s, 2 M4s, and the AWP on shox. Forrest finding an opening, taking down SmithZz. Luckily, it's only one of the CZs gone.
That is a big bonus there for LDLC, but it also weakens the defense here on the B site. For NiP, they could potentially look to crack this, but shox is going to catch Friberg out on Cat again. And that's a huge frag to bring back LDLC into this round. NBK is holding solo right here, holding close. As you guys can see, it's the mental battle that's happening right now between GetRight and NBK. It's a game. Very rarely GetRight loses that one, but we shall see if NBK is going to be able to dart out. This is the play for him. He's holding so closely. If he doesn't see anything, now he starts to push, and here he could potentially flank out GetRight if GetRight is not fast enough, but it's going to be the B push, and NiP are going to rush into this site, and Maikelele opens it up, takes out kioShiMa. GetRight is gone, but Xizt will get the refrag right on top of it, and now it's down to NBK and shox. Man down to retake this B site.
They definitely heard NBK up here, so they know he's there. It's a good pick up from Forrest. leaving shox in an unwinnable situation, and he recognizes it pretty quickly, just gonna run away with the AWP, which is the smartest move. Now, you're absolutely right about the battle, the mental battle that's going on down there between GetRight and NBK, and what's really interesting from a historical perspective again is that this battle has been going on all throughout the history of Global Offensive, going way back to very games in the very early days. GetRight and NBK, they've been standing on either side of that door for a very, very long time fighting each other. So whatever they do, you have to imagine there's also a huge amount of knowledge about how the other person thinks and plays going into that. We'll probably won't understand, but there's still a way to appreciate it just by imagining how long they've been doing that.
Three of these
would definitely say a lot.
Excuse me, SmithZz and shoxy have an enormous amount of experience as well from the very games lineup going up against NiP. So this is just a huge match here that we have here in the grand finals of Dreamhack Winter. Now, how is this going to work? No tag there for Maikelele. Unfortunately for him, they are able to dart past the mid doors and get into position on this B site. But once again, Forrest is here very quickly with this AWP, and he is going to be able to lock this down. No real hope here for LDLC. Look at what LDLC are doing, actually. They aren't even a man down, but they are actually just pushing to get control of mid.
shox very low. Follow-up grenade almost brings him down. Heavy mid presence right now for LDLC, so if NiP keep going forward, they could end up getting sort of sandwiched in here. Maikelele, that's so close, you could see he wanted to click the trigger. Maybe he felt like an itch in that finger and he couldn't quite tell why, but he decided not to click. That was so close. Now, opening frag for NiP. LDLC could end up finishing this half 6-9.
Looking highly likely at this point, unless shoxy can hold on to that AWP, keep it going for the next round. It's going to be fairly tough here, but GetRight actually throws away his gun to get his pistol out just a little bit faster. He's taking this battle with NBK, but NBK decides to back off, and it's going to be Xizt finding Schmitt here at mid. Now NiP have some options, and it's looking like they could just go to this B site here. Defense has been weakened. They're working their way, into upper dark, and the bomb will make its way there eventually. Whereas LDLC, all three guys still over on A side of the map, so GetRight is still here, just now pushing away.
Yeah. I would love to see NiP get into the bomb site, but just delay the plan a tiny bit until everyone is closer to long, and then go and fight. Because actually 3 of the NiP members are not affected by throwing their rifles away here. So those 3 should go and hunt right now, and the rest should just save, because they need this AWP to disappear from shox. Because if it does, I don't think LDLC can buy it. I don't think they have enough money, even with their analyst bonus. So that's 1 or less. That's a really big deal. It's the 14th round, so the 15th round's the last one of the half. They might as well go for it here. Right now, Friberg is out on the hunt. They need to get in there.
He's closing in. He seems to have an idea. He might be running into kioShiMa here. Comes down to the timing. Does he look away at the wrong time? But he spots him out on A slope. Gives it up here. Friberg actually deciding to back off and play defensively. Another thing here to keep in mind is that they absolutely at all costs do not want to be giving a gun to LDLC. NBK will actually get the kill, and as I say it, there's a free AK for him to hold on to for the next round. That's more money saved in his pocket. That is a very big play there indeed.
Yeah, very good stuff. That's definitely important. So 8-6, only a 2-round lead for NiP, and even with 6 rounds, and like LDLC can't win this map, they definitely can. Should not be celebrating too soon here if you're an NiP fan, because that is the wrong approach. Bit of a boost going on the left side of the middle here. Happy on top of the Noah Tower, as we sometimes refer to it as.
Yeah, they haven't used this yet. They haven't really used this at all, actually, LDLC. So this could actually potentially catch NiP off guard here. We'll see how things play out. Friberg actually going to be getting up fairly close. Nice nade there, the nade combo, but Happy returns the frag. And he just barely escapes with his life. 3 HP left on him. But already just trading frags. That was a sick read by NiP, however. That nade and that spray is designed to take out that boost. NiP not showing anything here to the Frenchman.
And to do it in the 1 round where LDLC actually do it, that's when NiP decides to just throw grenades and shoot on through there. SmithZz also grenaded down to 38. He's going to have to come up big here with the AWP, but they're boosting up. He takes down Maikelele. That's a good start. Needs a little bit more, but he hits the barrel and you can't shoot through. And he goes down. Xizt with a great double kill. NBK trying to take a shot through the wall here. He's going to have to get it. Drops the bomb. And now it's a 1-on-2. It's on shox. Undoubtedly a great player to have left in a 1-on-2 situation. He's going to switch it up for an M41. A lot rides on him here. He's got the kit. He's got 1 flashbang. But he's up against Forrest and Xizt. There's a lot of experience on the other side. Flashbang goes in, shox. Oh, and he goes down to Forrest. It's Xizt, obviously the man of that round with a triple kill. Also ending up top fragging at 14. on his team, but Happy's at 16 on the other team. A lot of weight put on his shoulders right here as he's currently trying to carry his team to victory. That's a 9-6 finish, Semler, in favor of NiP.
And that's actually, I mean, an excellent finish to the first half.
A great player to have left in a 1-on-2 situation. He's going to switch it up for an M4. A lot rides on him here. He's got the kit, he's got one flashbang, but he's up against Forest and Xizt. There's a lot of experience on the other side. Flashbang goes in, shox, oh, and he goes down to Forest. It's Xizt, obviously the man of that round with a triple kill, also ending up top fragging at 14 on his team. Happy's at 16 on the other team. A lot of weight put on his shoulders right here as he's currently trying to carry his team to victory. That's a 9-6 finish, Semler, in favor of NiP.
We do, but an excellent finish.
A great player to have left in a 1-on-2 situation. He's going to switch it up for an M4. A lot rides on him here. He's got the kit, he's got one flashbang. 50 seconds left for Forest and Xizt. There's a lot of experience on the other side. Flashbang goes in, shox, oh, and he goes down to Forest. It's Xizt, obviously the man of that round with a triple kill, also ending up top fragging at 14 on his team. Happy's at 16 on the other team. A lot of weight on his shoulders right here. He's trying to carry his team to victory. That's a 9-6 finish, highly in favor of NiP. Rushing straight away isn't always necessary, but if you do, you might want to do it. A great player is really hard, because you're going to run through a smoke almost certainly, and maybe even more than that. So either rush A or just take mid control and wait. If you get an entrance, then you go, all of you.
There are advantages. There are advantages and disadvantages, at least rushing in the pistol, right? Because even with that smoke, it's not like you're rushing against an M4. You know, it's still a pistol on the other side. So you do have options. The question is, do they really want to risk rushing? Because if you rush into a Xizt, you could lose 2 guys instantly, and then, you know, your whole push just kind of goes away. So
it's absolutely true. Well, we're getting into the second half now. Dreamhack, make some noise!
Yeah, sick crowd here at Dreamhack as well. Once again, Anders, we don't have space. There's a whole stage here this time at Dreamhack Winter, and we still don't have space, don't have room for everybody here. It's sick. CS is sick at Dreamhack in Sweden.
They did their best to calculate how many people would show up, and last year we stole all the Hearthstone seats, and this time around they had so much more and it's still not enough. Now get right over here, Xizt in hand, wasting a few bullets. Happy deciding, wait a minute, it's a little bit too close for comfort. Gonna go back and play a little bit safe instead.
This could be very interesting here for LDLC if they were to just, if they could spot out potentially how many people are here. Xizt is just holding the single hard. Force is actually the bait on the hook. They want them to come in here. They want them to try and peek and potentially give the opportunity here to Xizt, but it is going to be a B-split push coming out here from LDLC, and NiP are leaving the bomb site. Friberg, he's a second too late, and now LDLC are going to get out onto this site. That is the timing there goes LDLC's way, and kioShiMa will pick up the headshot on Forest as well.
What a great plan here. NBK is going to take down Friberg as well. Happy waiting up on short. He's taking a fight. He gets get right as well. Perfectly timed for LDLC. Such a smart call. And that's going to be it. A flawless pistol round for LDLC with a double kill for NBK. That was absolutely the perfect call. Almost uncanny how they were able to do that.
You get the feeling that NiP, they definitely thought that this was going to be a push through mid here from LDLC, because Friberg, he just leapt out that window trying to get onto B slope to try and get as many guns onto mid as possible, but they just got completely outgamed there. NiP, they were completely out of position when they actually realized that Friberg tried to get back through window onto that site, but he was just half a second too late, and by that time, LDLC had full control. Now shox is going to start off strong here, taking out Friberg in this second round, who tried to go for the dig. Maikelele is going to take it instead, so we'll see if the Opera can actually get a little bit more done here. But LDLC, now that is the second start. They should be able to even it up in rounds, and then at that point, it's almost anybody's game.
It is, absolutely. I mean, LDLC winning that pistol round just brought this match much closer and much more interesting. There's something shaping up, though, on the NiP side that LDLC might not realize just yet, which is that both Forest and Maikelele haven't bought anything this round, which is a strong indication that NiP aren't gonna, take this one step at a time. They're gonna upgrade directly to the double op setup, and that is definitely very interesting. That's not something NiP would normally do.
No, it is. I mean, they are quite capable here, depending on how much damage they can get done. NBK will finally remove the Xizt from the table, but Maikelele is still alive with the Deagle, looking for another headshot. Can he find it? Not gonna connect, and NBK will take him out. Get right. He's gonna be the only man alive here for NiP, but he gets caught once again. Happy watching the flank, making sure that Get Right can't lurk his way into a few extra frags. And so LDLC actually get through this second round with the bomb plant. So this was a little extra money, but more importantly, they keep 4 players alive here. So they're going to be pretty pleased with that result. NiP, on the other hand, did they decide to go for anything here as far as the money is concerned? I'd be really surprised if they did.
They're going to keep it cool. I'm pretty sure that Forrest and Maikelele just are thinking about those orbs. It's not a bad choice either, because I don't think LDLC are going to be too keen on opening on the terrorist side unless they get pressured into it. So the initial orb, oh, Happy spraying while flashed, and he's only going to get the 1 kill here. So they steal a rifle. Now the big question is for, oh, he only has a USPS. If he had a Xizt, it'd be so much fun here, but this is going to be such a tough battle. Trying to check the corners. Forrest with 1 shot, goes for a little bit more, but he can't connect with the second one. So 3 on 3. I think they should try and save this AK. kioShiMa cleaning up in the middle. A nice cleanup at that. 4 kills, just mowing down NiP. No rifles saved at all. And that's the tie. 9 for 9. 1 AWP purchased, another one. So there it is.
So one thing is that NiP are going to be slightly limited on nades here to hold the push. But at the same time, they're going to be counting on these AWPs. They're going full Titan here. One thing that is interesting is that SmithZz does have the AWP. He has his Xizt combo as well. So we're going to see, we're going to be looking for big things here. But are they actually going to try and use a SmithZz against SmithZz? Flash over the doors and the crouch peek, but SmithZz doesn't hit the shot. Instead, he hits a sick flick onto Forrest. And that's one of the ops down now for NiP.
What is that, like Smith's deception? I'm not sure. Get right. It's going to go down, and kioShiMa with an absolutely great headshot from lower dark. A nice start here for LDLC. They actually trying to one-up SmithZz by double peeking behind the flash. Normally, SmithZz just flashes himself in and does it, which is very effective. But NiP thought, all right, he might be good on Dust too. With 2 of us, we have to be able to beat him. They just weren't. Now NiP have a tough choice to make. SmithZz is going to take down Friberg as well. So Maikelele and Xizt left. This is looking very dominant here. Maikelele going to miss the shot. Tries again. He's got to be really careful if they come for him. I'm not sure he can stop them. He's just going to go super aggressive here. And he's going to end up going down a little bit too bold. Xizt now alone. 1 on 5. And he drops. It is LDLC now taking the round lead. 4 rounds consecutively in the second half.
A sick round by SmithZz as well, considering, you know, we were kind of giving him a little flack there earlier for having a bit of a slow start in the semifinal. Not the best performance, excuse me. Now here in this 1 round, this crucial key round, he manages to just single-handedly annihilate NiP practically. I mean, he got a 1 crucial kill to take out one of the operas, a key part of NiP's strategy in that round. And then from there, he was just able to grind NiP down into dust. NiP have got to be wondering now, do they go to the double op again in the next round, or do they try and change it up and just let Maikelele op and let Forrest have the M4 that he has been so effective with throughout the entire group stage, throughout the entire playoffs. Every time he seems to get an M4A1, Forrest seems to get kills, so do they go back to that?
I think the answer is yes, actually. I think they will just have Maikelele opening later on. If they become rich enough at the end of this map, I wouldn't be surprised if Xizt ends up with an auto sniper in that B bomb site at some point. Very good strat as well. See NiP in the eco here, stacking up in the B bomb site, and you know, last time this was the situation when NiP were on the terrorist side, they just went for A because it's so much easier, and Happy's just scouting it out. He's realizing nobody's here, making the call to his teammates. The only one who can see this coming or hear it coming is Get Right, and he does.
Yep. This is perfect here from Happy. Walks straight out onto the site. You can see the instant reaction from LDLC. They just run all the way around long. They know that this way is safe, that nobody is here lurking, waiting for them. And now Happy is going to be making sure that NiP can't push in and get any kind of flank going here. So Get Right is the one lurking close. No real information now. I'm surprised that NiP have decided not to rotate off and try and get into a better position, considering they just heard the entire LDLC team go stomping past like a herd of buffalo. Roosters step light. No, it's not the best analogy. So.
That's actually a shot through the door there in the middle. Really impressive stuff. Happy turning 180 and picking up the kill on Get Right, even though he got dinked immediately. So, I mean, it's not like NiP had a lot to lose this round. I'm not sure. I just think they did not want to give up a lot of kills to LDLC. They felt like, right, if we can't obviously retake the bomb site, and getting exit frags on a bomb site is not easy either. So why not just, you know, not die, not give them the money bonus for killing us, and maybe steal a rifle there, which Friberg does. So actually, that's not too bad.
Well, that's actually a valid call, seeing as how, I mean, you know, bonus $300 in your pocket could help LDLC out. That's a smoke nade if they needed, flash, PT50. So Let's see exactly how things pan out here as NiP now on the ropes. This is another crucial round for them here, the second big gun round. And now is the time for them to really put a halt to the LDLC push. And what have they chosen? They've chosen to yet again go for the double op. So not just electing to change up their strategy, they're going to make this work. They need to land some sick shots here, however. It has to happen. Otherwise, LDLC are just going to break them in half.
NBK with the SG553 as well, which he's used earlier in the tournament and had mixed results with, but he's feeling confident with it still. Forrest can't quite get the target there, and the flick is not on point. Maikelele going to drop down over from the catwalk ledge there and going to try and grenade himself back into action. It's going to be shox opening up on Xizt, and then Maikelele on 1 health being shot in the back as he tries to make his way a little bit back into the bomb side, but he has to run. That spot is so grenadable. This is a tough retake now for NiP. LDLC might extend their lead quite a bit here.
Yeah, especially considering LDLC, they immediately go for the catwalk plant because they still have control of cat. There's no reason to plant where NiP would have any real chance of retaking it. Now it's going to come down to just some masterful work here from NiP. Can they land the shots? Shoxy gets the headshot. Smith will take out Get Right, and that's a slope cleaned up. Now down to 2 remaining members here for NiP. Make that one. Maikelele with his 1 point of health. He's trying to make a getaway, but they're already closing in on him. Just starts walking in the nick of time, but NBK, he's going to be in position to block him off. Does he check the angle? No, he does not. He actually goes with his knife out. NBK feeling adventurous there.
This is not going to work out well for Maikelele. They're just going to wallbang through. He's got 1 health. If they so much as touch him, he's dead. Shox will end up with a quad kill here in the round. 17 kills overall, 0 assist, and only 5 deaths. I just have no idea how shox could have only died 5 times in 21 rounds, just now going into the 22nd. That's actually almost unbelievable.
That's some Shoxy level play right there. I mean, really, his Dust 2, that's why LDLC are a team being feared on here. This is SmithZz, this is Shoxy, this is their playground. They love this map. It really does seem to be when they really play well. This is, I mean, when they're on this map, this is when they shine. So NiP clearly not having found a way to deal with this yet. NiP now going for a buy of their own, of course. Very limited on nades, but they still have rifles to work with here. And at this point, they decide to go for a push anywhere. A little bit of an aggressive hold there by Maikelele, but he instantly gets taken out by SmithZz. And once again, LDLC find that entry frag. They are going to have room to move.
Are they going to be able to root out Get Right from short here? They're certainly coming for him. He's going to peek out, then he goes down. Nice entry. Shox again doing all the work right now. NiP should definitely consider running away with these last rifles here. Even at the A-bomb site, 5-on-3 is a kind of a ludicrous retake if they're going to end up trying for it here. Smoke, they have a couple of grenades and 1 defuse kit. I really rather see them try and save these rifles. Happy gets the kill on Forrest here, and now LDLC are in an even better position. I think NiP are almost looking a little bit desperate right now, just trying to force their way back in here. Xizt very low on health, 1-on-4, and he's not going to make it out of there either. NBK will take him down, and that's a 13-9 scoreline. And now NiP calling for a pause, and I don't blame them. This map is hugely significant for them, and as we see on the monitor, LDLC are taking up the headset, so we can't talk too intimately about the game because I don't want to give anything away, of course.
Now, the one thing that that play right there, I think, is basically Happy using that AWP as bait for NiP. It's like, here's the hook. There's a nice juicy worm on it. Come and get it, come and get it. And NiP, man, they took a hook, line, and sinker there. They just could not get their hands on that gun. So, I mean, you can understand why they would want to get it. I mean, if you can, they're not obviously not going to be able to buy one up. And, well, it's just way too close, basically, at that level. You need to be able to get any little advantage. And NiP, if they could just dart forward and grab it and get away with it, that would be all right with them. But from there on out, LDLC just controlled the situation marvelously there. Right now, I mean, without going into too much detail, LDLC have got a huge lead.
Oh, they definitely have. This is looking scary. It's not that NiP couldn't win Inferno if we ended up on it, but there was some emphasis during the pre-show about how much this map does matter for the NiP team, giving the map selection and all of that stuff. It's only a 4-round lead. It can change, but it has to change right about now, otherwise it's not going to end up too well. If you are just joining us and you are on Twitter, please don't forget the hashtag is #DHW14, Dreamhack Winter 14, if you want to get your tweets in, then definitely do that as well. We'll obviously go and read all of them later on as we can. And please, in my ear, friends, we're looking to break records tonight here for the Grand Finals. All right, I think they've unpaused again.
Yeah, we should be getting back in. The countdown has begun, and we go into the 23rd round where NiP are on the ropes. They don't have the money going into this, but the crowd is getting hyped, and with the crowd behind them, NiP, they rarely fail. We have to see them come through now. So this is all going to be about the 24th round now for NiP. What are they going to be able to pull off here to catch LDLC off guard? Because LDLC seem to be prepared for everything that NiP have thrown at them so far. It is a bit bumpy to begin with, but Happy will find the entry frag here and take out Forest on his B side. That weakens the defense significantly, but LDLC, they are playing so very patiently. They aren't giving anything here to NiP.
I think NiP's emergency meeting wasn't about this round, it's about the upcoming round. They've tried to figure out a plan to secure a way back into the game. And at 14-9, it's not going to be easy, but it's well within the realm of reason that they could make a comeback from that position. So we just have to see what it is exactly they have planned. They've tried a couple of times for aggression at Catwalk, and it hasn't worked out so well. I don't think they've had much aggression in Upper Dark at all. And they certainly haven't combined Catwalk and Upper Dark aggression like we saw earlier in the match, or early in the tournament. So maybe that's going to be a plan here for NiP. Friberg, he gets the one kill in, but then goes down, and that gives LDLC the bomb side here. French team is looking incredibly strong.
Just looking indomitable at this point. Get Right will get taken out by SmithZz, who now has that AWP and who's camping in the window. Happy has his AWP as well, and there you go. He will find the frag on Maikelele, who's trying to work his way out from CT. Xizt is now the only man here with the CZ75, but he has been spotted out, and he will have no luck. No parting frag there for NiP, so it's just Friberg's one kill on shox. But at this point, LDLC have so much money in the bank, nearly all of them maxed out. Fully bought up, they have 3 guys sitting at $15,000. LDLC are not worried about ecoing anytime soon. This is all pressure on NiP, and this time around, NiP have not gone for a double op. This time it's just Maikelele with the sniper rifle. They're going to let Forrest go back to rifling.
And now it's time for the Swedes to really get back into this game. They've got the boost going on the middle. Get Right up here, probably going to get flashed in by a teammate, I assume, at some point. It's going to be the case. Oh, they've got, yeah, he's just waiting here. Waiting for Friberg to call out if anyone's coming. It's going to be Xizt opening up a kill down in middle as shox goes down. Forrest takes out NBK. He's got 9 bullets left, and Happy comes for him. Happy gets the return kill. So that's very important for LDLC, just trying to stabilize for a moment. Flashbang goes in here. Friberg trying to force them back, and he's successful for a moment, but they're probably going to recommit any second. There is backup here. I think LDLC might be making a mistake if they go for it. Friberg peeks in and is instantly legged, down to 10 health. But are they going to realize Xizt is also in this bomb site? This is still pretty tough for LDLC to make their way through.
Well, the steps through might prompt a reaction here from NiP, but LDLC are deciding to take a bit of a different fight here, different angle. They don't want to walk onto B site where they could potentially be walking into a flank from Friberg. Here they want to go for the pick. They have the ops. I mean, they have 2 AWPs. So if they could land one shot on Get Right here, holding on this A side. If Get Right chooses the wrong moment to stand up and peek for info, this could get brutal, but there's the Molotov to force him out into the open, and let's see if LDLC can capitalize on this. Get Right getting caught on the edge. He stands his ground, he gets a double headshot spray. That's what we're talking about, Get Right. Happy, now the only man alive here in a 1v3, and he's going for just a safe plant. Guarantee that money. Even if LDLC don't need it, he's just going to try and get that plant down as quickly as possible and see what he can do here. Flash to lead the way, and Happy is gone. Xizt has taken it, and that is Get Right at his finest. At that range, a double headshot is disgusting.
That looked so clumsy from Get Right, and then it turned into pure perfection. I have no idea how. It's almost like he decided, I may actually burn alive from this position. I really don't care. I'm just going to headshot anyway, and it'll be all right. 14-10, still a very, very long ways to go. As you said, the money on LDLC is still incredible. As you can see here from the score, maybe you can't, but kioShiMa is at almost 11,000. It's 11,500 on Happy as well. And the problem is, even when this money starts to dwindle, if NiP win a lot of consecutive rounds, the round loss bonus is going to kick in for LDLC, and they'll be able to buy for a very long time into the future. So NiP just have to soldier on. This is about raw skill at this point for the NiP team.
As far as LDLC are concerned, they're actually making quite a bit of noise at mid this time around. They haven't really changed up how they've been approaching it. They still keep the 3 guys in mid, 1 guy in upper, 1 guy towards long, really just trying to control all of the points that NiP could try and push on this map to get info and potentially get an entry. But for now, at least, NiP still setting up with that crossfire. They really do put quite a bit of focus on mid with this 2-on-2 approach. I feel like Maikelele, we haven't really seen him bring that huge performance. If they decide to push up Cat here, LDLC, he's in an ideal position to deal with that. So this would be his time to shine. But SmithZz may have an opportunity to get the entry, and he will actually pick Friberg out in the open. And shox's already in position in CT spawn. Does he hit the right timing? Yes, he does, but he cannot get the spray. Xizt instead will get taken out by kioShiMa, and SmithZz will find Forrest camping on that B site. LDLC now have full control of this situation.
They have to eco, they can't, they have to save. Gerard's gonna go down here. Maikelele, the only one left. The big problem is there's 2 people on NiP who are less than $1,000. The rest can buy, but 2 of them couldn't. So actually, I think, even though they wanted to try and retake that, they should have done their best to save those 2 last rifles here. Now Maikelele basically has to. This AWP is lost, and NiP will have very poor equipment to try and prevent themselves from losing the map, but he's going to get flanked from long, and that will be it. LDLC, perfect entrance. SmithZz, that shot on Friberg in the middle opened everything up. At that point, it was down to Forrest, and he was getting attacked from 2 different angles. So tough.
If I'm not mistaken, it looked like shox actually dropped down from Cat into CT spawn. So that's actually very interesting there that they really set that up. So all the pieces falling into place there for LDLC. SmithZz with the entry frag, shoxy there to stop the rotation from Xizt. It really felt like LDLC knew exactly where NiP would be playing in that scenario. But now here we are, potential map point, the first map in this best of 3, and NBK has already found the entry. Forrest is picked off a mid.
I said earlier I thought Xizt might be able to pick up an also sniper if they got enough money. I wasn't thinking in the potential last round here. He's already been legged. Friberg picking up an AWP and taking down shox. And it isn't over yet. LDLC's money is still pretty impressive, but NiP, they might be able to do this. It's 4-on-4. Frenchmen, they know as well as we do. They're right around the corner. Inferno might be lurking. Their best map.
That's the big thing here. If LDLC take this first map, it is looking incredibly good for them to just lock out this grand final 2-0. And NiP need to find a way back in here, and this is going to be setting up for the B split already. That's Scar20 going to work. Xizt madly clicking away, just trying to stop the push through the tunnel, letting them know there's a lot of damage waiting on the other side of this smoke. If you decide to push through, you're going to be in for a rough time. But kioShiMa just finds a sick headshot, and Friberg is now the only man alive here on this B slope.
Great entrance once again from the Frenchman. This is looking so good for LDLC. Friberg taking a shot right across his face. He's going to miss the flick here. Got the C-set. Oh, sorry, the pistol out instead, and it's going to be another blind shot through. The bomb goes down. Molotov to keep them out of the bomb site. LDLC, they've got this planned out. They even have one more Molotov here on Happy, just being put down now. This is perfection from LDLC. SmithZz takes the kill. It's just Friberg left, and it's going to be LDLC winning the first match, 16-10. Well played from the Frenchman.
Stellar play, total control in that last round as well, not chasing out. They could have very well gone for Friberg, knowing that he was tagged up, but they keep their cool, they lock down that site, they play the man advantage, and LDLC, every step of the way, I mean, that's a handy victory. 16-10, a 6-round difference, but it never really seemed like LDLC were at risk.
Is it a handy victory or a happy victory? Because he ended up at 28 kills, Semler. Just 2 away from dropping the 30 bomb, but it's in 26 rounds. Lack of smoke at top up. Banana is a clear indication that NiP's up to something tricky up there, whether it be an AWP or just a rush or anything like that. Definitely LDLC should keep their eye on it. But now, I think we are just about to would definitely say a lack of smoke at top of Banana is a clear indication that NiP's up to something tricky up there, whether it be an AWP or just a rush or any kind of that. Definitely LDLC should keep their eye on it. But now, I think we are just about to get ready. So, LDLC and NiP, it's the second map coming up. It's Inferno here, Dreamhack Winter 2014, and it is the grand final. So welcome to the show if you're just joining us here. NiP, they've got to make this work. LDLC, on the other hand, they just need to win this one map, and they'll be champions of the 4th major in Counter-Strike. And already pretty aggressively up second mid. They're going to be going into apartments. And NiP, they do have 2 people set up, but 2 people versus 4 Glocks is not a good call. Middle would be better for NiP right now. They have a more clear setup here.
Yeah, they have a bit of a crossfire going here. So Forrest going to be trying to avoid those flashes, making sure that the apartment push can't come through, but Xizt is having to give ground on Arch, and this is giving room to Team LDLC to work. Xizt is feeling the pressure rising, and NBK assassinates him point blank and gets the second headshot on Friberg, who was desperately trying to stop that push. Get Right, however, up to Get Right things, lurking in the smoke, and Happy has no idea he is here. This could be a big opportunity for him here to do some lethal damage. If he can just catch Happy off guard, this could be big. And they're just standing 2 feet away from each other. They have no idea.
Is this a Counter-Strike circus? Someone has to see it, and there it is. Get Right comes out, he takes down Happy. That took a long time. It finally came through. 3-on-3, it's the retake for NiP. They have to win this pistol round. They need a strong start, like you said. This is about confidence more than anything else. Forrest getting shot in the back, and NBK is back with another headshot, making it a triple for himself. Maikelele alone, 1-on-3, he goes down to SmithZz. And that's a clear round for LDLC. Very nicely handled. Starting in the middle, going through Archway and CT spawn, and then ending up with the B bomb site, and it was NBK who dropped 3 NiP members in that round.
The NBK, exactly. He is definitely the star of that round for LDLC, and we've been saying it all day long. If NBK shows up for LDLC, if he's the one doing a lot of the work, getting those big frags, that's when this team is at its best, when we really do have to worry quite a bit about the Frenchman. So NiP now, despite Get Right's antics, were not able to pick up that strong start, and they have to count on this second round bye. We can see near full CZ 75s across the board for them. Some armor picked up as well, so they will be able to take a bit of a fight here, but they need to try and catch LDLC off guard with some angle play. They have to try and wait for the close quarter engagement. But LDLC, as far as they're concerned, they know full well what could be waiting for them on the other side on these bomb sites. They're paired up as well in Banana. They are eventually going to be working their way through, seeing as how that bomb is still floating in mid. So LDLC are really waiting to see if NiP are going to get anxious, if they're going to get antsy and try and push them anywhere. LDLC realize they have all the time in the world. They can just take their time with this.
Friberg actually has been waited a really long time around Banana. He's just put down the smoke over there, so that's pretty patient play from him. It looked like LDLC don't want to try and go for the smoke. Instead, right now they're wrapping out through Archway. Get Right is waiting. Not going to be easy even to pick up all these kills, but 1 or 2 will do, and they walk right in. There's the one, there's a double! He can't reload, but that's still a great pick-off. LDLC trying to run the exact same round that they did in the pistol, because it worked last time. Happy is going to take down Forrest. Now, Friberg. They're waiting for you, Friberg, in the audience. You can hear them chanting. He's going to have to come up big. He's got the pistol, looking for the opening shot, but not going to get it just yet. He's still controlling Connector, goes out, and kioShiMa will take him down. Now it's on Maikelele and Xizt. 2-on-3, the bomb goes down, and it is looking good for LDLC. Even dropping the first 2 members there, they're in a strong position.
Full spray going out, Happy turning away at the last second, but Maikelele fails to get the frag, and now it's Xizt with 15 HP, decides to back off and hold on to the gear that he has. 1v3, his odds not looking too good, and that bomb is so far ticked that without a kit, he doesn't have much hope to get the defuse, even if somehow he was able to get the frags. So best for him to back off and hold on to this $1,500 worth of merchandise that he's got on himself right now and used it for the next round. But as far as LDLC are concerned, this is still a very solid round for them. Only losing 2 members to a full CZ buy out of NiP is very good work here for the French players. And apart from Get Right, but that is the true danger. That is why you're terrified about trying to close the gap with the teams, because of this right here. Get Right up close and at this range.
And as we saw in the replay, actually, NiP were prepared for something coming out of apartments. They had 1 person in bomb site, 2 down in pit. If the person in bomb site had been over by library, right where we see Maikelele running by here, then all of a sudden Get Right would have had someone to pair those 2 kills up with. I mean, NiP cannot know that. It's a gamble you take when you set up, you do the setup, you think, well, you have to guess they're going to come from somewhere, and they just ended up choosing wrong. LDLC not really buying some of these rifles, just going with SmithZz and the AKs that they have on here. It looks like it's going to be a B, and actually there's a stack going on. NiP have set this trap. Friberg picks up the kill, Xizt with a follow. This is great for NiP, and Forrest whips in with the kill as well. The bomb is dropped. This is the return that NiP needed. Now NBK is going to come in, try and see if he can clean up behind his fallen teammates here, but it's not easy with the CZ 75, and still a whole host of NiP members just waiting. He can't even take the bomb and run away with it. NiP, the perfect stack in the B bomb site.
And the problem here for NBK, he has 1 bullet left in his gun. Happy has that AK, but does he really want to be giving it away to NiP at this point? This is the real scary thing. Nice play there by Happy, getting boosted up to look through there towards the back line, and that's Friberg gone from the map, but it's still a 2-on-4 scenario here. LDLC short on ammo. They're going to try and dash forward to pick up this bomb if they can. The nade to sail in, and Maikelele has to stand his ground, but they're out in the open. Happy just getting shot from all angles, and he will get overwhelmed.
There's the kill. Xizt ending up with a triple. He survives on exactly 4 health. And that's such a big turnaround. LDLC doing great work in the first 2 rounds, but that last one, they guessed the wrong bomb site. And that makes such a big difference.
I'm actually really surprised that LDLC would be so impatient as to not just send one man in first, for example. You know, look in, see if what's happening, try and sniff it out before fully committing with the bomb included towards that B site, where there could be a stack. I mean, that's always an option. The LDLC have been very on point with their decision making so far throughout this tournament. A rare mistake made there, but NiP are certainly happy that they made it. This is a big opportunity now for them to turn the tide.
Now consecutive round wins is the name of the game here for NiP. Stack up the money, force the Frenchmen to eco, just take the confidence away from them and put it on yourself instead. Still plenty of time here, and LDLC now going back towards the middle. They do have the smokes. They might try and cut up the bomb side on the other side with these smokes, as you can tell, throwing them just directly over. They're going to land somewhere in the middle by the pit, and a little pit. Forest waiting down here. M4 in hand. The clock ticks past the 50-second mark. LDLC waiting for the catalyst. When is it going to go? When are they going to flip off and switch? More grenades raining in, and Maikelele is going to be the first man to see some action here. Sprays down one, does tremendous damage to NBK as well. Almost killing 2 in that one. shox trying to charge in here, and Xizt hears it, but he's going to get shot in the face. They should be able to get the bomb plant here, though. Forest is up in the graveyard. He takes 2 with him. There's a team kill involved as well, and that's going to be now a 2-on-2. Still a chance here for LDLC.
It's definitely possible here. The bomb plant is going to happen. Forrest is going to take this fight out in the open, but Happy will spray him down, and it's down to Friberg now. He gets the 1 frag on Happy, but shox is him. It's a 1-on-1 now, and Friberg has got him boxed in on this site. shox using this pillar perfectly. He cannot get wallbang through this angle, and this takes it there. Friberg. shox tries to catch him off guard, but Friberg, he will not be surprised. He lands the shot, gets the kill, and has plenty of time for the defuse. NiP, despite only having 1 man alive at the end of the round, they win a crucial round here and give themselves some control in this half.
The crowd chanting Friberg's name at the end there. You could hear that in the background, I trust. And you saw the expression of pure relief on Get Right as well. Just, he was feeling that moment. They knew how much they'd accomplished the round before by winning that eco. To throw it away in the next round, that would be painful. But LDLC got the bomb plan. They killed so many members, they know. Even though it seems crazy forcing it up, it's actually not. It's not a bad idea time for LDLC. They can change the outcome of this game very fast just by winning this 1 round. They charge up second mid, and if they kept caught Maikelele at that corner, if he'd gone for the repeat and they kept charging, that can be dangerous. So, gotta play defensively here, NiP, but if they win this round 7, then they might be off to a good start anyway.
Exactly. They are going to force LDLC to eco if they take this round. So this is a huge opportunity now for the Swedes to lock this map down. Xizt will win the duel versus Happy and Boiler. And there's the start NiP we're looking for. He took minimal damage in that exchange as well. So things are really looking up here for the CT side. As far as LDLC are concerned, it's not looking too hot. kioShiMa will be able to recover that AK, so they do manage to hold on to the rifle to give them a better shot at cracking this site. But this is going to be the A push here out of LDLC. They decide to just run straight up short, but Forrest assassinating them left and right, landing headshot after headshot, and it's going to be a 3rd one. Forrest gets the 4th as well, and there you have it. NiP completely locking down that bomb site.
Nowhere near the end zone for LDLC there. No chance to put down that bomb. Solid and precise work being put in there by Forrest. Super impressive. And it's going to make LDLC think twice. And there we see that smoke that we talked about in the beginning. It's the top of Banana. That's where NiP have decided. That's where we hold. Friberg by the sandbags. The only problem with Friberg's position, and it was one that NiP have to take seriously, is that if LDLC realize that this is going on, they can double grenade it down, and you can take a lot of damage. So something Friberg has to be careful on, something we should try and watch out for as well if it's going to happen or not. They lose Maikelele early on, which is annoying because it's just pistols on the LDLC side. got to be careful.
Yeah, they definitely. Well, this is also going to force NiP into a bit of an awkward position now because Xizt, you can see him taking up a position here by Arch. He needs to keep eyes on this op because it's out in the open. He can't go and get it. They're just going to go jumping towards it. Xizt trying to hold the angle with the spray. Not going to get it right, but it is going to be Get Right showing up to lock down the frags. Another one for him. That's 3 total, and he could get a 4th here as well. He will do it. And now it's Get Right's turn. His time to shine. And the 3 key players here for NiP stepping up big. Friberg with the clutch, Forrest showing that he's still got the aim, and Get Right as well to just shut down that push.
I think NiP have been through matches in this tournament where they've had Get Right being the main carrying force, and they've had somewhere it's been Forrest as well. But if it ends up being Get Right and Forrest both alive in the same match, that just might be exactly what NiP need. That might be the one thing that actually could overcome LDLC on this Inferno map. Be interesting to see how this unfolds. It's not that much of a lead for NiP just yet, but there is the AWP on SmithZz, and now we're waiting. Are they going to try and double grenade Friberg down? He's falling back. Here's the one they fall in, and Get Right's down to 35. LDLC doing significant damage with that one. It wasn't for Friberg's position, it was actually for Get Right's this time. But LDLC showing that they've definitely studied NiP and understand how they're holding up there.
Yeah, exactly, that kind of nade right there is a dead giveaway. So NiP now put on notice. They're gonna have to be a little bit more careful about how they decide to set up. Can't be quite as cookie cutter. But still, it's actually LDLC's nades that are rather NiP's nades that are more effective versus LDLC. I mean, Happy down to half. LDLC and kioShiMa both tagged. There's been some damage taken here on the T side, but Maikelele's position is perfect. A flawless shot onto Shoxy. And once again, NiP with the man advantage here as LDLC try and push towards this A site. It's going to be Xizt now holding towards Arch, just dancing on the edge, doesn't want to fully commit. Smith turns away to avoid the flash, but a great flash in. It's not good enough though. NBK, not blind, will take the kill.
Maikelele's position here though. Forrest down the pit's going to pick it up. Maikelele to follow. The bomb is dropped. He picks up the double kill. Turns around and he headshots him right as he comes out the apartments. It's Happy gone. That is so quick for Maikelele, and that's a quad kill. We rightly criticized him on Dust 2. He just didn't show up in time, but that was impressive. This last shot though, Semler, come on.
That's a thing of beauty. Look at this. Bap turns around.
That's a quick scope if I've seen one.
How many quad kills is that? Like that's a clutch and 3 quad kills in as many rounds. Okay then, NiP, and now that could potentially rock LDLC here. That might start to shake the confidence that they had going into this best of 3 when they saw the match. So I can be pretty sure that LDLC were grinning. Now all of a sudden NiP waking up in some key rounds and getting a lot of momentum here. So let's see how they decide to play with it. So far, not really giving any opportunity here to LDLC. But LDLC, now do they decide to change up the nades? It looks like it. Friberg about to eat a face full of damage. Down to half health, just like that.
If there had been a follow-up grenade, that could get a little bit tricky. Get Right, smoke. Again, top of banana is the name of the game here. Friberg waiting by the cart. A much more difficult position to grenade for LDLC, so it's actually pretty smart. He still has a Molotov, so if LDLC go back to B, and it actually just might, this is going to be a bit of a tricky situation for them because there's not going to be that much time left when they get here. And because Friberg can put down this Molotov and run back in, it's going to buy so much time. It's a very smart play from Friberg. He's back in the bomb side again.
There's still 35 seconds left on this clock, however. LDLC do have time. They've got 2 smokes, one of them here from NBK, and this could potentially be used to block off that CT push. Happy's going to be causing a bit of a diversion over here on the A site, but this is going to be a B site push coming in here from LDLC, and Friberg in position. The crossfire is set. He takes massive damage already. That sets it up, and kioShiMa and Shoxy will find both frags. The crossfire falls apart for the Swedes, and now the bomb has been planted for LDLC.
That's an impressive take. That's really hard to do what LDLC just did. They walked in with very little time left. They couldn't take that fight forever. Xizt does get a Shoxy down, but this should still work out in favor of LDLC. This might be the 3rd round that the Frenchmen pick up because they position themselves very well at the moment. NBK holding down here in yellow, and kioShiMa, they've had a really good setup going on. kioShiMa does go down. Xizt will pick up the kill. NBK takes down 1 and Happy with the kill as well, and that's a round for the Frenchman. Well handled from NBK. But really the entrance, I think, was what made the big difference. When they pushed in, they had, what, 26 seconds or something? So if they stand and fight forever against Friberg and Get Right, they just lose the round automatically. So they had to make the choice, and they got those entry frags. It's very cool.
Yeah, I think the fact that Friberg ate that nade damage early on in the half certainly came back to bite him as well, because as soon as he got tagged down so very low behind new boxes, that changes how he can play. He has to be passive, and then that weakens the crossfire because then Get Right is exposed. So the way that it broke down there really worked LDLC's favor. They had to land the shots, and they did just that. Now LDLC are the ones putting pressure on it, but this is such a back and forth match here on this second match. So very close. It can still go either way, because LDLC aren't quite up to the number of rounds they want to end this half on. They would love to finish around like the 5 to 6 round mark. So NiP are definitely not out of this. They can still lock it down from here on out.
And now if we take a look at Friberg here, we can actually tell that the smoke that NiP put down this time is all the way at the bottom of Banana. And the reason that is, and maybe LDLC will figure this out themselves, is because NiP then are holding 4 people on the A bomb site. So again, the smoke is the big key to telling what NiP are up to. And LDLC, they might not have realized, because they are actually pushing into the middle here. If they end up going in for it, NiP should be in a good position.
By this time, though, LDLC can be thinking, okay, they might be rotating that extra man back to B. There is going to be some movement, but instead it's going to be them backing up Maikelele here. And Arch, Get Right is now rotated over towards Library. This is going to be an A side push. Maikelele misses the first shot, but Forrest does not. Happy is gone, and Maikelele point blank, but it's just trades. Left and right, Xizt is gone as well. And now it's the man advantage for LDLC pushing onto this site. Xizt gets spotted up at Graveyard. He can do nothing to help his teammates. And it's just NiP now down to Friberg. Last man alive, 1v3. He knows they're tagged, but they've got time to get into afterplant positions here, LDLC. They've got the Triangle of Doom.
Oh, and this is looking way too good for LDLC. NiP actually won't have money to rebuy. I think Friberg should try and steal the AWP that was over there on Maikelele and run away, and that's exactly what he plans to do. It's a hard choice to make. I don't mind that he went in and looked for it, because what if he could have picked up one LDLC member? That would have been a 1-on-2, a little bit more reasonable, but as soon as they don't show themselves, he only has one choice. So now this one rifle that they've saved has to come up big, because if LDLC get a free round in the next anti-eco here, that will be horrendous. 5 rounds is enough for LDLC to work with on the first half.
Exactly right. I mean, that is everything here, and now LDLC are starting to get money on their side. It's not out of control yet, but it certainly is something to fall back on if things go south, if NiP start to do some damage again. NiP looking focused. Once again, I mean, they really do have to keep their composure at this point, because they're on the edge. They are right on the edge. What they're going to do, though, is Friberg is going to drop that AWP to Maikelele, and Maikelele will invest $650 in Kevlar. So you would be able to take a bit of a fight. But again, it is this AWP here, the huge tool for NiP to work with. Oh, they're going to nade Friberg down again.
He has armor at least, so if he had no body armor, that would have been a much more painful grenade, but sort of works out. Got the stack going on at the A-bomb side. I mean, last time they stacked B and it worked. Maybe luck is with them once again here, and LDLC are going to end up making the wrong choice again.
One thing, it's just such a well-oiled machine there, LDLC. When they walked out, I'm very impressed with how quickly they were able to respond to Xizt in his position up in Graveyard as well. I mean, LDLC, so long as they're trading 1-for-1, it's perfectly fine. The fact that they managed to get that man advantage at that point is when it spins out of control for NiP.
Well, LDLC are setting up for the smokes, raining in on towards the truck, and are they going to go for it, or is it all just a fake? It is just all a fake. So they're throwing all the classic smokes that you throwed if you wanted to make an A push, and then they run back B. And Friberg pretty hears that. Get Right. Going to pick up a good kill there on Happy, but this is still on Friberg. He has to get 2 kills here for this to run. If he just gets 1 in trades, the bomb is going to go down, and they should be able to hold the bomb site. So Friberg, P250 in hand. He gets the opening one, turns back around, and Forrest is there to help out. NiP is working. Friberg, he picks up the kill on SmithZz, and it's going to be down to kioShiMa. 1-on-4. Terrific defense from Friberg just when they needed him. And this should be NiP's round. LDLC, this is going to be a shocking blow to them. Maikelele picks up the last one. That has a big impact on the game.
Now talk about being predictable as well. They've been landing that nade consistently on Friberg because he keeps sitting in that one position in the corner at top Banana. In this case, as soon as NiP pick up Happy at that point, they realize, wait, you're alone right now. We know exactly what you're doing. It's you here in this position. When you are here alone, that means that LDLC are going to be, and Forrest instantly starts the rotation. NiP close in, and he's there in position in time to be able to help Forrest, or rather help Friberg. So this is a huge turnaround here for NiP once again.
Friberg is currently bottom fragging on the NiP team, but those 2 kills were probably the most valuable kills that anyone on NiP has made so far. That has such a huge impact. They get to steal a bunch of rifles, and they force LDLC to eco. There's no bomb plant. It's almost impossible to calculate just how much of a swing that was in favor of NiP. Now, they just need to clear out this half. If they can make this 11-4, there's definitely a chance they can win this game.
Well, I mean, LDLC right now, they have 2 flashes to work with. It's not ideal. And a fresh smoke going down here from Friberg. It is going to be the flash through the smoke and then the YOLO push in here from LDLC. They're making noise. They're drawing Friberg out. There's the spray from Friberg. He gets the headshot. He's going to get overwhelmed. However, SmithZz is hot on his heels. Get right waiting in the corner is going to spot SmithZz out, but now he's pinned down. The problem is that Maikelele is here now, and he's going to miss his shot, and an instant shot comes out from kioShiMa.
Get right with 2 kills, still staying alive. 2 bullets left, goes for shox, and they're both so low on health, 2 and 6 health, and finally, backup is there, and it's Get Right with the quad kill. He gets it at the end. An almost ridiculous battle going on in that B bomb site. But shows you something again about the power of that speed LDLC push. They really don't stop once they get going. And if Get Right had gone down, Maikelele instantly got shot down as well. LDLC could have very well won that round. They are lethal.
Their turn of speed is impressive, but that right there, like Get Right gets a headshot on a man in pool as he adjusts for SmithZz. I mean, that is ridiculous performance from Get Right. And it is good to see Get Right playing up to snuff right now. But this is now going to allow for LDLC to get a buy-in after that eco. And NiP are definitely not exactly out of the woods yet. We'll see how this plays out. LDLC once again gathering up top B. They do not want to be pushing too far forward. That smoke again is down, and this time around NiP are changing it up a little bit, having Get Right hiding behind Car. This could work to their advantage. He hasn't exactly used that yet. In the meantime, on the other side of the map, Maikelele picks off SmithZz, who was trying to peek out from Boiler, and NiP once again have the man advantage.
Winning this round would mean eco for LDLC, so if NiP win it, that is. So things should get very interesting here. It could be a big step in the right direction. Good wallbang through, and Get Right's narrowly making it out of there. A little bit scared. Friberg goes for the reinitiate, and it's going to take down kioShiMa, avenging the damage being put onto Get Right. It's a 5-on-3. Now NiP just have to sit tight, wait, and it's going to all solve itself. Unless they give easy kills to LDLC now, almost no way the Frenchman can make it in.
You can see that from the positioning here. Xizt holding very far back in Arch. He wants them to be fully committed, but 20 seconds left with that Molotov going down, and this is a very wise play here by LDLC. They realize how unlikely it is for them to actually get onto these sites. They can back off now. They will not gain money if they live through the round timer like this. So this is one thing that they have taken into account, but they do still have a reasonable amount of gear on themselves. I mean, 3 flashes, 3 smokes, that's not too bad along with the rifles. Now we have to see what state the money is in for their teammates. Are they gonna be able to make another buy out of this?
No, and what this means is they're gonna have to use the 3 rifles they saved here to get an entry frag. If that happens, it's really good for LDLC. That's what they need to get right back in it. But if they lose these rifles, then the 3 members that saved will have no money, and actually the LDLC economy will be completely skewed for pretty much the rest of the half. So there's a lot riding on this for the Frenchmen to make it work.
Now, they are just going to be going for it, really. They realize that they can just keep the pressure up here. If they can get one more round, this would be huge, but a double nade down Banana catches kioShiMa off guard. Luckily for LDLC, he only had the pistol, but he did have some nades, so that is going to be a bit of a shame there for them.
And luckily for LDLC, SmithZz wasn't near because he doesn't have body armor. So if he had been even close to that blast radius, it would have been bad. Well, the entry frag again. We know how important that is for NiP. We keep mentioning it, and it always turns out to be true as well. Xizt and Maikelele both holding on the quad side this time. Bomb being dropped all the way in mid. Just LDLC looking for the one opening that they can use here, and they need it a lot.
Curious of the pressure here, but they're going to try and keep this corner together. Maikelele, that doesn't stop from picking up shoxy out of the air. Get Right holding an arch will stop NBK from rotating through, and now once again Happy on his own here for LDLC, hoofing it towards that B site. He could potentially make it here in time as well. Fresh smoke to go down and block off CT spawn. Get Right going to be in position to spray through, but it's going to be Friberg standing his ground behind the new boxes, stopping Happy cold, and this is definitely not a situation the in-game leader for the French team can come out ahead in.
I know, he needs to either find a lot of kills, but he definitely has to die before the time runs out here. That is critical. Saving it is a big risk. He could actually run to A right now. I don't think he can get the bomb down in time, but he goes back in and gets himself killed. And actually, as weird as it sounds, that is not such a bad idea, because he couldn't know that no one was hiding over there. If the time runs out and he gets killed afterward, he gets no bonus money for losing, and he just has 0 and no armor, no AK, of course. LDLC in the 14th round, they're forced to eco. You can see shox and kioShiMa are evening out their own economy by just buying some armor and Xizt, but this is a tough call for LDLC to make right here, but they have to.
They're going to have ample money in the next round, but I mean, of course, this is LDCZ, Anders. We can never count them out. They could go big in this round as well. 5 ZZs on the board, some Kevlar, some flashes. Let's see if they can actually catch NiP off guard. They are patiently waiting outside of the grenade blast radius, so no early damage here taken by LDLC. At least they have that going for them here. Counting on NiP trying to catch them off guard. Not this time. Question is now, where can they actually find a weakness in the NiP defense?
NiP haven't been pushing aggressively at all in this game. There's been no Na'Vi or VP push down the middle. They have hardly been up in the apartments at all, so it's hard for LDLC to really expect this to work out so well. Friberg waiting at this other smoke. I'm assuming there's going to be some sort of flash through here for LDLC, so this could actually work. And backup is kind of far away. Friberg is kind of alone right now. He's got the Molotov, so if he sees it coming, he might be able to fall back, and he will do just that. Get right trying to help out as well. LDLC pushing up behind this, but Get Right's there to get the first kill. They need this round. The Frenchman, it'd be such a huge win, but Get Right will pick up a following kill before he finally goes down, and then Friberg is there to help out. It's not looking good right now. They get the kills in, but I don't know if they can hold this bomb site.
Well, they probably can't hold the bomb site, but now they can get a bomb plant, and that is big now for LDLC on an eco round. If they can have a little bit more money going into the 15th round, this is a huge win here for the Frenchman. Maikelele through the gap will take out Happy, but now it's down to kioShiMa, last man alive here, 1v3. He gets picked up by Forrest, and NiP regain control of the situation. But I still have to say that that is a very good outcome there for LDLC. The money now is going to be excellent for them. They have all the options going into this last round. They are not strapped for cash, and that's very important considering this is now the 15th round of the first half. The last round in this first half, and LDLC need everything they can get. Because the NiP are really showing a very solid performance on this CT side Inferno.
They are, and they have their backs against the wall. They can't make any mistakes right now. They're going to lose the grand finals. It will be 3 Molotovs for LDLC. Could be an indication, actually, that they want to go and just use them to check middle and maybe also apartments. Maikelele, though, charges in, and SmithZz will instantly go down. And LDLC, they just wanted to get up into those apartments and then instantly put on notice. It's 3 people holding here for NiP in perfect positions. This could end up being 11-4 indeed. NiP have the perfect setup for this. LDLC trying to charge through, flashbang in. Forrest picks up one, and Xizt with a kill as well. Maikelele gets one off before he goes down, and that's going to be the end of the half here. NiP 11-4. Xizt with the double. A strong statement for the Swedish team.
The key to victory here throughout this first half for NiP is the fact that time and time again they were able to get the first kill and thus limit LDLC and their options as far as gear is concerned, as far as what they had planned. And Maikelele also being very versatile with his positioning. I mean, going up into apartments, we haven't actually seen him pull a JW yet. Where you go up, you peek into second mid, you look for that frag. He chose now, the last round, to do that, and that completely caught LDLC off guard. They were spread out, they weren't looking towards it, and they just got completely caught out. So that is just, this is just fantastic play here from NiP. On LDLC, this is a very important map for LDLC. I mean, we've been saying it all day long. They're one of the very best teams in the world on Inferno. So for them to take only 4 rounds, I mean, this may be enough. This is still enough for LDLC.
I think once you only get 4 rounds, the deciding difference really does become the pistol round. Then you need to win that pistol round, because otherwise NiP probably will make it 14-4, and then LDLC have only to make 1 mistake for the rest of the game, and it costs them the map pretty much. It is doable, and we have seen in the past some pretty ridiculous 11-4 comebacks here. Titan have actually in the past been a bit ahead of those, but so have NiP. And I mean, LDLC, they do a lot of their work on the CT side, so I don't think we can count it out just yet. But definitely the pressure is on LDLC right now.
Agreed. One thing that is also very good to see here, I mean, Maikelele, he's really delivered quite a bit throughout this first half. I mean, he's sitting at 13 frags right now, just behind the leader, who is Get Right with 16. So Get Right as well. I mean, this is what you need to be seeing for NiP. Get Right sitting at the top of the scoreboard, Forrest and Maikelele just neck and neck. Friberg not exactly leading, but then again, he's been the man who's just been taking these fights sitting on that B side, and he hasn't seen too much action over there. So really, everything going according to plan here for NiP.
Friberg's whole first half can be summed up in that one round in the eco where he got the 2 kills in that bomb site. That made a massive difference. LDLC could have ended up at 6 rounds if we were there. We could have been a 9-6 and we would have a very different picture. Friberg really did a lot in that one round. All right, a lot of grenades raining into the middle here, and it's the second half coming up here. Second map, grand finals time. NiP, are we going to see a third map? Or is it going to be the end here? LDLC are also looking for their first major win, and NiP are looking for the second one for themselves.
As LDLC are 1/2 away. Now we have to see how they decide to play out this pistol. Very calm play from them, although NBK, interesting positioning here from him, actually looking to catch somebody off guard here from the bedroom. Not a common angle to be held here. Does Maikelele get caught by it, or is Maikelele only trying to cause a diversion? Because the action is going to be over on the B site, and SmithZz is in position, taking these fights and backing off in time long enough to stay alive. He does take one with him, and kioShiMa, the blue boxes does manage to catch them out, but the kills are coming in for NiP as well, and now they have the man advantage.
They do. shox very low on health. He's going to go down as well. It's Forest with a triple, leaving Happy alone. What a task ahead of him here. He's been carrying his team through this tournament quite a bit. Definitely a candidate for an MVP right now. And he's walking into the bomb site with a USPS in hand, just sneaking up, looking for the headshot. He takes one, going back into it, and he almost drops Forest, but instead it's a quad kill here for the legend. And that makes it 12-4. Now LDLC. And actually even better now, NiP have to just survive the Xizt 75 and things are good.
Exactly, they just have to hang on in this second round now. LDLC also know exactly what's on the line here, so NiP, they get the perfect start to this second half and they go for a double SMG. I mean, Maikelele with the Bison, Friberg with the MAC-10. When they have to know that LDLC aren't going to be messing around here. They aren't going to be ecoing in this.
And viewer discretion is advised. Please don't try this at home. MAC-10 and Bison in the grand finals against what they must absolutely know are armored targets is a big risk. kioShiMa looking for the 1D. Got 3 bullets left here, but he's going to be falling back for a second. He did do some good damage to Forest anyway, and that's going to be Forest going down. shox finding it with a headshot. Xizt 75. NiP going back to the other bomb site, which is great news. If they charge through right now, they can catch NBK with almost no backup, but as they wait, if the situation gets worse and worse, NiP don't have to commit to it. They have the time. And LDLC, though, they're in great positions here.
And for Happy as well, taking a little bit of damage here, but he's going to go for the wild spray through. Doesn't get lucky and catch Maikelele, but still putting them on notice here. He still has one smoke as well. If he can wait just a little bit longer before he drops it off, it's really going to force NiP into an awkward position here. They will have to run through smoke versus SmithZz, and that can be suicide.
What we just saw is actually shox looking for a tiny gap. shox is right now controlling the whole NiP positional play. He knows exactly where they are. Smith dropping really low on health. And I don't think Smith should have put up like this. I think they should have just stayed put. That would have been great. Friberg goes and gets the kill. And now shox is alone. That opened up a big opening back into the round here for NiP. They were boxed in as long as shox was up there. He runs back in. He gets the 1 kill and falls back. That's now double for shox, but he can't reload in time. 10 seconds for NiP. They need to get this bomb plant. They are getting this bomb plant. And now it should be good. Headshot rains in from Maikelele, leaving NBK alone. And he chances through with the Xizt. 1 headshot, and that's all he gets. Very costly round. And I think LDLC actually played a very, very cool round there. They had so much information. shox's position meant they knew that they were all boxed in or in banana for 100% fact. I think maybe Smith just actually didn't want to push. He just wanted to hide behind the bench, and he got caught doing that. Because I think he wanted to play that as safe as he could.
Exactly, I totally agree. I mean, that's pretty much exactly what happened there, because shoxy was there to cut it off as well. They wanted to just set a trap and make sure that NiP were boxed in at mid like that. So it didn't, I mean, timing sometimes, that's exactly how it plays out. Timing works, or doesn't. But now, NiP, they had to spend a lot of money this round that they were hoping to be able to save for the big buy round that would be incoming from LDLC. So now the question is, are they going to be able to get through this round unscathed? And they've already taken quite a bit of damage. Maikelele is having a field day with this Bison. Double spray down for him. That's when you want the Bison, when they don't have the Kevlar.
Now they just need to get in and get the bomb down, because actually some really good kills have happened for shox as well, and that's exactly what NiP are going to do. Now what's really so funny about that Bison is, after he got those 2 kills while holding down mouse 1 for about half a minute, he still had 26 bullets left, so he could have killed way more people with it. It is actually a pretty good SMG when you're up against the unarmored target, as you said. Now, bomb goes down. Don't think LDLC can do much to win this round if they can just find a rifle, and SmithZz has found 1. shox looking for a 3rd kill if he can. Pistol in hand. He will go down to Xizt. 2 kills and an AK stolen. That's actually a pretty good result for LDLC. They shouldn't be too sad about this one. But oh, SmithZz.
Oh no, he misses his timing. Maikelele's got the Bison, and he will get another frag. 3 kills, and SmithZz, that was a mistake.
It was, and we saw the incredible aim punch effect there on SmithZz. 1 body shot was all it took for Maikelele to basically win that duel. It's a big deal. 14-4. NiP have a 10-round lead. And now, I mean, the crowd is definitely working in favor of NiP now as well. LDLC, though, as you said, the 2nd best Inferno team in the whole world. This cannot be discounted. You can't rule them out yet.
No, you never can, not even in this scenario, because they have shown that they have an impeccable CT side. Losing that pistol is definitely the rocky start. The 10 rounds or 12 in a row is possible, because that's what they need here. All right, going to be the push up short here from Forest, leading the way for NiP. Creating opportunity, perhaps. He didn't get killed, but he hasn't found anybody either here. So long as LDLC can play passive the way they have right now, this could work in their favor, because NiP, as we were saying on Dust 2, they definitely need the entry frag. And they got it nearly every round throughout their entire CT half.
Well, I think on the terrorist side, I think NiP played Hellraisers in this tournament earlier, and Forest had some mind-bending opening frags, especially in the middle here. So watch out for that. It could happen again. SmithZz is waiting right at the edge. Forest walks right into it. Great opening from SmithZz. LDLC trying to shut it down early, and that's what they need. Maikelele looking at the edge here, but inside the bomb site, NBK, and I think we highlighted him in the pre-show as well. Definitely a very strong B-side player right now. Got the rifle in hand, is going to peek out here, and he does go down. Friberg with the kill. shox also taking that get right in the background, but might be a bomb plant if they can drop. Happy's playing at the edge, he takes 1, and then he goes down to Xizt, 2 on 3, and NiP about to get a bomb plant now. Can they defend it?
Exactly, Maikelele is going to be in a fairly positive position here with this AWP as well. He could look into construction, as we can see right here. kioShiMa dancing on the edge, trying to draw out the shot, trying to figure out the positioning here of that sniper rifle. His mates are there, but Maikelele instantly gives him, and now it's going to be down to shoxi alone as it Xizt, takes out his teammate SmithZz. shoxi in a 1v2, and they've got the perfect crossfire to deal with him as well. Maikelele peeking out, could take the risk, and he will land the shot as well. NiP are now on map point versus LDLC, who just cannot seem to get it together on this map. And the crowd
take a moment to sample the atmosphere here at in Jönköping at Dreamhack, because it's definitely hitting the roof right now. The home crowd silenced on the first map as their team was losing. Now they're starting to feel it again, and there was a very distinct reason why that retake did not work for LDLC. They had not a single grenade. They couldn't throw a flashbang to get the first peek, no smokes to block off the AWP, no molotovs to burn anyone up from any corners. They were running in there basically naked, and that's so hard to do. NiP had positions that could have been grenaded out, but they weren't. shox goes down. It's map point for NiP. This could go the distance. Could definitely see a 3rd map here at the grand finals. Forest follow up for the kill. Xizt with 1. It's happening once again. Happy and NBK are left 2 on 5. I don't know where they get it from NiP, but it seems just when it matters the most, that's when they do their best work. NBK goes down, and it's all on Happy now, who's been an incredible player in this whole tournament, but this is too much for 1 max 7 and 1 in-game leader.
He's just going to run into the blender, takes the fight. He's going to get the frag, but it's going to take a bit too long, and NiP keep their hopes alive in this grand finals. They take out Inferno again. And we will be going to map 3, but I don't know what it is about NiP and this map, Inferno. They could go up against the best teams in the world on it, but when it comes to a final match, a final best of 3, no matter the odds, they get the win.
I don't have the answers. I really don't. for this one. I think it's going to be a close match. It's really hard to call, and you know, NiP, they said earlier that the crowd is going to have to help them out with this one. I think it's true.
I agree, man. And well, NiP, they thrive in these situations, these incredibly high pressure scenarios, grand final match, everything on the line. This is NiP in their element. LDLC, this is their time to finally make history and close out a final. Now let's see how things develop. Already Happy getting tagged. Xizt shooting him a bit in the heels, doing a bit of a Wild Wild West impression there, making him dance. Just like nothing.
Now, SmithZz actually has a Molotov, and I think he might be able to firebomb Maikelele's position with it, which would be a great start for LDLC. Charging in as Maikelele tries to get away, but Forrest is coming up from behind. USPS in hand, and executes shox. Next in line, SmithZz goes down, Forrest! He's looking for more, he's charging on it, unreal! He takes down NBK as well, and it's Happy and kioShiMa. He turns 180, takes the fight, he's got one bullet left, but backup has shown up as well. Forrest, what a monster! Finally, they managed to take care of him.
Estamos contratando pessoas que nasceram entre 1950
and
e
LDLC
2000
shot from the very beginning. Molotov, and I think he might be able to firebomb Maikelele.
NiP and Pyjamas still have the edge here. They still have the advantage. LDLC have been tagged up. They have that one smoke grenade to create an opportunity for themselves. And we have to see exactly where they decide to use it, because with 28 seconds left, this is definitely looking like it's going to be an ace. I don't know what it is about NiP and this match in position in bank. Maikelele alive on the side. The best teams in the world. Looking easy here for LDLC. They have to hit by the second shot. kioShiMa will deliver one. No matter the odds, they get the win. Down the site, and that is going to be NiP picking up the pistol round in this last map of Dreamhack.
Whole arena chanting Forrest's name. I can't believe it. That was incredible and also shocking, because you could tell LDLC had that round planned out. They had the smoke for the stairwell, they had a Molotov to throw Maikelele off guard, and then they were going to go for it. And just while they were counting down, ready to go, Forrest showed up and just tore the whole thing apart.
And that is going to be NiP picking up the pistol round in this last match of Dreamhack.
Two P90s and one MP7 on Friberg. No shame at all here for NiP. And actually, SmithZz is going to punish one of them. A follow-up kill from SmithZz to take down Forrest. Strong play coming up from LDLC. Bouncing right back. Now it's a 4-on-3. Friberg charging in, but LDLC is very smart. They're going to be able to take him down. Happy with the kill. And it's on get right at Xizt here. The Frenchman bounced right back there, not to be taken lightly. Happy will pick up Xizt, and it is down to get right here. 1-on-4. You could tell LDLC incredibly well timed LDLC. They had the smoke for the stairwell, they had the Molotov.
This was some streaming play. Just get up there, try and
they were going to go for it.
Not use any nades, not alert NiP to your presence. And it wasn't until they were right at the front door, nearly on top of the site itself, that NiP had any idea.
And that is so great.
NiP picking up the pistol round in this last match of Dreamhack. Round here by Frenchman in the second. They are able to pick up a round here on the board. T-side, every round worth its weight in gold.
To take down Forrest.
Going into this T-side, I mean, they need to get right back to LDLC. But even if they were very smart, they're going to be able to take him down. Every kill is just so T-sided. We have to pick a nuke here, where I can't believe T-side can really roll down every position critical. Both the mom sides are together right here. So quick to rotate. It's so incredibly well timed for a team to break in. So LDLC now, they're the ones in the driver's seat here, Anders. Get up there, try and force them to be able to deliver again. Not use any nades, not alert NiP to your presence. And it wasn't until they were right at the front door, nearly on top of the site itself, that NiP had any idea. And that is so great. Picking up the pistol round in this last match of Dreamhack. They are able to pick up a round here on the board. T-side, every round worth its weight in gold. To take down Forrest, going into this T-side, they need to get right back to LDLC. But even if they were very smart, take him down every hill is just so T-sided. We have to pick a nuke here, where I can't believe not to be taken down every position critical. Both the mom sides are together right here. So quick to rotate. It's so incredibly well timed for a team to break in. So LDLC now, they're the ones in the driver's seat here. Get up there, try and force them to be able to deliver again. Not use any nades, not alert NiP to your presence. And it wasn't until they were right at the front door, nearly on top of the site itself, that NiP had any idea. And that is so great. They are effectively separate from the your presence, and it wasn't until they were right at the front door, nearly off the side itself.
definitely work out right now. NiP, can they get back in somehow? The bomb is going to go down. It's a 4-on-5 retake. And they're wall banging through on Maikelele. He's taking a lot of damage for it and is going to have to fall back in place here. This is great work from LDLC.
And attention is right. There's the shot. Maikelele only gets the leg on SmithZz this time around. Get Right, however, will come in and manage to pick up a kill on kioShiMa. It's going to be Get Right just clearing this site, but this is going to be it. The crucial kills. Maikelele steps in and brings it down, but he's only got 4 HP, and he's 1v2 with no time on the bomb. Lands the first shot on Happy, but NBK, all he has to do is sit around the angle, and he does just that. Perfect play at the end by NBK to clutch it for his team. And LDLC are now 1 round away from securing the title.
It feels almost ridiculous to see LDLC do the exact same strat as NiP, and NiP make the exact same mistake that LDLC made. They left the bomb site, they went out, and as soon as you do that, you get smoked out, you get flashed out, and getting back in is not as easy as it seems. It's almost deja vu just watching that. Now, 3 Molotovs back on LDLC. And I think we all about now, right about now, we know what that means here. So Forrest is down in the connector, and if he can pick up the first kill here, that will be big. He's waiting on Happy and Forrest. He does not come up, but then Get Right with a quick return. That's better than nothing, but still in favor of LDLC right now. Though Get Right will check this part of the map, and that's going to be a lot of information. Right now, NiP know exactly what's up, and if you look at Xizt, he's running back with his knife out. They know this A push is coming. Good communication from NiP.
Oh, fantastic information here gained by Get Right. This is a genius play. Going for the gamble, and it pays off huge. Now NiP, they can set up the defense here on this A side, and LDLC could potentially get shredded trying to run in here. 3 solid players on the defense here for A. This is nearly uncrackable. It's going to take some huge mistakes from NiP for them to lose from this situation.
This time they're not leaving. They're staying put, NiP. They need the entry frags. They're going to get 1, and they keep trading it. It's a 2-1-2. kioShiMa comes out on top. This is now a 1-on-2. Unless Get Right can clutch this situation, it'll be LDLC winning their first major championship title in an incredible fashion in overtime on the last map against NiP. This is all on Get Right. Might be the perfect man to have left here. Trying to walk in. Pacing himself. He's going to spot NBK first. He goes down. And LDLC, they pick it up. And look at that. They can hardly believe it. They're hugging each other, and it must be an unreal sensation. And the crowd will stand up and recognize LDLC in their performance.
Guys, make some noise for LDLC. How are you guys doing, man? Welcome to the stage, Ariel. What a final. That was amazing. That was incredible, these guys. God, we're going to do the prize giving ceremony. I'm out of breath. I don't know how you guys must be feeling. That was incredible, incredible Counter-Strike. Before we do the prize giving ceremony, I'm going to welcome onto the stage Grey Khan from Dreamhack and Christian from HyperX. Come on up, guys. Round of applause to these guys. They're the sponsors and the guys who have put on the tournament this weekend. If you guys just go over there for 1 moment, we're going to look at the second place first. Grey Khan, come on over. I would like to welcome to the stage its home favourites,